Hello, everybody. This is Tammy. Yeah, it was something. I was trying to go live, and it just wasn't working out. So I'm here today to talk about remembering who you are, and I'm so looking for this thing I just did. Remembering who you are. Okay, so the thing about remembering who you are that is so crucial is that so many times we just don't have any idea about that, and we my lord, let's see. Nope, I'm looking for my not see it. I don't know what happened to it. Okay. All right, so my whole thing that I want to talk about is like gone. I don't know where it is. But what I wanted to say was that hold on one second. Okay, so I had this thing all set up, and one of the things I thought about was that made me really decide to talk about this thing because I'm actually doing a workshop on this, and it's going to be recorded so you can watch it at any time, but it's going to be on my stand store, which is in the description of the video. Um, mm, all right, let's see. So the one thing that I'm going to say is I'm going to use a quote from Carl Jung. The privilege of a lifetime is to become who you truly are, and really, really, um, really opened some things up in me because when I started really thinking about that, and I started seeing how if you think about it, when you truly become who you are, it makes you grow in ways that you may have not conceived that you would be able to do that. And so it's important to remember because we are in such a time of information overload, a time of lots of impressions of other people. It's so important to remember who the fuck you truly are. And so when I think about that, and in my work, I use that a lot because I notice that so many times we are not present. And so, in remembering who we are, one of the first things that we need to do is to become present, to become present, to be in the here and now, not somewhere in the past or focusing on the future, because we actually do a lot of focusing on past life and we also future project. So, really, remembering who you are is putting yourself in that space right now, right now. The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle was a phenomenal book, and it really did help me to shift in really diving into being more present. Because in this life, we have been taught not to be present. We've been taught to multitask, which is not being present because you can't be doing five things and do all of them correctly. You can't. You can't. Also, what I want to do also in this workshop, we're going to dive into defining self identity. And so, what that means is deciding who it is that you are, what it is that you desire, what do you want, what has shaped the way that you believe, your experiences, your values, your beliefs, your interactions, your relationships, the people that you are comfortable around. All of those things you want to start to look at and emphasize that, your self identity is the foundation for your thoughts, your actions, and your overall well being. So when you begin to really identify who you are, and then for me, I started seeing that it was time for me to shift identities. It was time for me to shift identities. Yeah. So I had to just decide to be who I wanted to be. And so that is one of the things that I'll be sharing in this workshop. Um, Also, the impact of losing touch with yourself, because that really is how we even get on this journey of remembering. Because we realize that through it could be negative consequences, things that happen in your life. Um, Divorce is a big one. Drama is another one. These are things that happen in your life, things that cause you to experience anxiety in your life or lacking direction in your life. And so typically when you lose touch with yourself, it sets off a trajectory many times that keeps you out of the loop of yourself. And so what do I mean by that? So for me, I can say that when my grandmother passed away, when she transitioned and went to spirit, it took a piece of me. It was an experience that, for one, I didn't expect it because I just never thought that she would leave me. And that was how I looked at it. And so that was an identity that I created for myself in this event. And so this is that many of you do. Many of you create these scenarios within an event, and it causes you anxiety. It For me, it causes me to feel lost. And to be honest with you, I didn't realize that this was the case until I started digging back, started looking back, and I started looking at some of the things that I did, some of the actions that I took, and some of the time that I felt stuck, like I was in quicksand. It was the craziest thing. However, realize now that it was me who was in touch with myself. This event shook me to my core because I loved my grandma. I loved my grandmother. And she was my person. And she was the person that in the whole wide world actually understood me. And you see, this is the in the way that I feel now, almost 20 years later. We have transitioned 20 years. Transition. And so that, and I consider um, the fact that I have lost myself. And so, and it's crazy because when you begin to understand and you begin to um, use your amazing imagination to create your world and you begin to rediscover your true self, who you truly are. And it's so amazing, y'all, that the name of my business is Unleashing Your True Self. And one of the things that I love to do is to help people to connect to their true self and to their God self, really, so that they can live a better life, so that they can use the God given gifts that we have been given. And now, as I grow in my journey and as I begin to use the gifts that God has given me on a regular basis, like making it a thing, to before you start getting crazy when something happens, start using your gifts of intuition, your gifts of discernment, your clairaudient gifts where you hear spirit, your gifts of clairvoyance where you see. And so as you begin to do that and you begin to reflect and introspect on, so many things, you start dive in when you start journaling, which is something that I do every day, sometimes all day. But I journal, I meditate, and one of the things I'm going to say about meditation, especially if it's new for you, I want you to start with 3 minutes or 5 minute meditation because there are beautiful guided ones right on YouTube. I also have created some, and I'm going to create some more because I feel like it's something, a gift that I can give to the world. Because God has blessed me with this amazing $1 million voice that I have to start using. And so this is another part of me um, reflecting and introspecting, discovering who I am, uncovering our core values. Because that is another step that we want to do. We want to uncover our core values and beliefs. Because if you don't know who you are and what you believe, how can you share with anyone else? And these are values that you live by. Like for me, freedom is one of my core values. And I know now, as I've been on this journey, I know now why freedom is one of my core beliefs. Not only is it something that my ancestors fought for many, many years, and I'm including those that I know were in slavery and those that, I don't know were in slavery, but I feel it in my being, know that that is the truth for me. So freedom is something I have to have. Like I cannot be bound. I cannot be in confined spaces. It is just does not work out well for me. And I know this about myself. Why? Because I have uncovered that core value within me. The other core value is intuition for me. So I've uncovered that. I know what I believe. I believe in God. I do not subscribe to religion, but I do believe in God. And so these are things that drive me in whatever I'm doing. Also, you want to begin to recognize your personal strengths and talents. And so I'm going to cover some of that stuff too. Talk about, ways that we can uncover our strengths. There are those strength tests, personality tests, which I've taken a few. There are all kinds of ways to assess that, in addition to, you know, uh, looking, just taking time and sitting with it and actually looking at your successes that you've had and even writing them down sometimes helps. Because a lot of times when we begin to recognize our own personal strengths and talents, because a lot of times we do things that we love and we don't consider them talents because we love them so much. It's something like I heard somebody say one time, and I can't credit the person, but that if you do something you love, then you'll never work a day in your life. And these are the things that we subscribe to, although we still need energy exchange, especially if you are a spiritual entrepreneur. Because I'm telling you, without energy exchange, you begin to burn out. You begin to feel some kind of way that you don't want to feel. And so you have to really start to open that up. And when you start to really understand who you are, your core beliefs. I mean, who you are at the core, your beliefs, the things nobody can tell you any different. Like for me, freedom is my highest ideal, and I give a fuck what anybody else says. It's just not, it's not my thing. I don't even care because I know, now it has taken me on this journey probably, I would say 40 years, 40, 50 years to truly, really, understand who I am and what, means something to me. So that really is what this is when you uncover your core values and beliefs. What means something to you? You give meaning to your life. And then we're going to move on to embracing authenticity. And so the importance of authenticity is improved mental health, because you're not pretending to be something you're not. Improved mental health, stronger relationships, a greater sense of fulfillment. And the thing is we authenticity is about being true to oneself, rather than conforming to others' expectations. And that's the journey for me that I'm completely on, because I have unsubscribed to, going and listening to other people for years and years and years and years without actually putting things into practice and doing the things that I know I need to do. So this is the thing that you're doing when you are remembering who the fuck you are, because you're stepping into that authenticity that you know that you have. Because typically we all have authenticity. You just have to decide whether you're going to use it. You're not going to be a used car salesman, then why are you not authentic? Why are you not being who you know you are, being true to yourself? And then another step in that is overcoming fear and self doubt. And so we want to, take a moment and really begin to understand, what our fears are and what are our self doubts and why do we do it. And so a lot of times when we go within ourselves, we can go in and we can uncover these things. Because for me, I had to uncover, because I lost a lot of my childhood. I just don't remember it. Crazy as it sounds, I don't remember a lot of it. I'm remembering more now because I've been on this journey to remember who the fuck I am. And so this is the journey that I want to share with all of you. And so I'm going to do this workshop. I should have it ready by the end of the week. But I'm doing this workshop on remembering who the fuck you are. Because so many of us don't remember. And especially in this time, this crucial time, especially in the states that we're in, where we are fighting for our nation and fighting for our rights, fighting against the patriarchy, all of that. Even we really not, I'm not fighting. I am praying. I am proclaiming. I am speaking life into this world, into our country, into this planet. I'm being my authentic self and giving what I need to give. Prayer also. Um, so you want to embracing authenticity. You want to build confidence. You want to provide ways for yourself. When you think about it, when you set small, realistic, achievable goals, because here's the thing, even with affirmations, and that is another thing that we do when we are remembering who fuck we are. We do affirmations. We create affirmations that mean something to us. So, like an affirmation for me is, God, my beautiful, I love my beautiful new home. You know what I mean? That is an affirmation for me. Why? Because I am getting a beautiful new home. And so I put myself in that space. And so this is the thing. And what I want to say is sometimes this can be difficult, because I'm telling you, it's not all roses and unicorns. It's not. It's a lot of work, and it's a lot of stepping out of your comfort zone and understanding who it is that you are becoming, especially, or really not even becoming, because I'm going to go into that. We're not even really becoming, we already are these people. We already are playing in these different timelines. We are playing in these different timelines, and we already are these people. And so when I think about that, where did my thing go? So when I think about that, and when I consider that all the things that we deal with could be fear and self doubt at the root of it. Or it could be that you don't know who you are because you have not uncovered your core values and beliefs. And so when you consider that and you start to try to build the confidence that you need, or that you don't think you have. Because here's a news flash as well. This is something that downloaded to me, that we all have all of the confidence that we need. Our issue is tapping into it, because we already have these things. Like our life has already been done. This is why sometimes people, when they start to grow in spirit, they start realizing that this life has been lived. It's already been lived. We've already done this. That is the thing. We've already done this. So nothing is new. And that is one of the reasons why nothing is new under the sun. And so when you start to really dive into this and you start to get into this space where you want to uncover and you want to remember who the fuck you are, at your core level, you want to remember these things, you start setting intentions and goals. You start setting intentions and goals that align with who you are. Because now that you've done this, because here's the thing, we're going to go through steps, and I'm going to guide you into this place where you can remember who you are, and you can watch it at your leisure. Because once you purchase it, it will be yours. So, super excited about that. Um, Also, you want to create a supportive community, an environment where you can thrive. So, in places and spaces where people are positive, where people are of like-minded or like-minded, you want to actually also engage in self-care. You want to start really diving into self-care practice and talking about more than massage and yoga, which those are really good practices. Which I do massage and I need to start yoga. But different practices, like I started doing some somatic exercises, which are really, really helpful. And so, just really diving into things that can help you and move the needle for you. Because sometimes we do these things, and this is what I'm seeing from my own experiences. I've done these things, I've done so many courses, I've spent thousands of dollars on classes and courses and trainings and coaches and all this. And you know what? None of it matters if I don't take the reins and do this thing that I'm being called to do. Because I can listen to stuff, like I am almost burned out of information right now. Like I am at a space where it is really difficult for me to take in more information. Why? Because like I said, I've been studying. I've been on this journey now for about 10 years. Consciously. I've been on this journey probably my whole life, really, because I know that some of my past life things that I've dealt with. But I've been on this journey for 10 years that I know in this life. And so, you get to a place where, you have to start to do the things that you're being called to do. And the other thing is, too, knowing that you are authentic, not only that, you are unique and you are you. And knowing also that the reason why people want to work with you or people want to be around you or they want to buy your stuff is because you are authentic. They can feel that you're a real person. I tell people all the time, I teach the spiritual gifts. I teach spirituality. I'm a channel. I'm a divine channel. I am a psychic medium. I do a lot of different things. However, the first thing that I have to do is be true to myself. And so when this downloaded into me, remembering who the fuck you are, I was like, oh my God, there are so many people that I have taught to that could use this, because what it is, it's a place that you get to. It's a place that it's a place that you get to where you can heal. It's a place. And for me, I'm super excited about it. Because the thing is it has gotten me to this understanding of knowing who I am and what it is that I bring to the table, what magic I have. So if you are in a space where you are looking at the magic, you're looking to see what your particular magic is, then this workshop will help you. This workshop will help you to remember who the fuck you are. Because remember who the fuck you are. Nobody can stop you. Nobody can stop you. Nobody can block you. There is nothing in the world that change it for you. Nothing. And so I want to invite you today to really, sit down with your journal and just write on the top of the page, who am I? You can write, who am I? Or if you're like me, you can write, what the fuck do I want? Because that is how I first started on this journey. I started writing, what the fuck do I want? That was what I wrote, on this thing. It was like, oh my God. And so I wanted to really bring this to you because this workshop is going to be so informative. And I want to say that it is only going to be, let's see, hold on, I'll tell you. Because because my team gives me what I need to ask for. And so, okay. Yeah, so this workshop it's going to be $37. Now it's going to already it's going to be pre-recorded because sometimes that works best. And plus, I want more people to have access to it because if I do it live, it's going to cost a little bit more than that. So, but I wanted to just bring that forth for you today because I know without a shadow of a doubt that it's time for us to remember who the fuck we are. Remember who we are, especially if you are in this space. And I know that I talk to a lot of spiritual entrepreneurs. If you're in this space where you are wanting to grow, and you are wanting to, and you are wanting your life to expand, then I want you to come and grab this. It's going to be available probably be available by the end of the week. I'm going to sit down and do it within the next day or two. But it'll be available within the next, probably within the week. It is going to be on my Stand store. It's $37. The Stand store link is in the description. And also, y'all, I am, an entrepreneur. Um, I would love it if you would support me in checking out my Amazon buys. Of course, I'm an affiliate, so I get a small commission. That's going to help me to grow and help me with this channel, especially because right now I have over 1,000 videos here and I'm looking to monetize. So I need y'all to come in, help me watch some videos, and make sure that you like and that you share with other people. Because there are people out there that that could use this information, especially if they are in this space. It's time for them to move and shift and grow. There are so many of us, in our careers because what I had to do was I had to shut my career down because I am um, being called for forgotten. So as I do that, I would love it if you check out my store. And then also, if you would like to have your own private session with me, I do phone sessions. Um, and the description for that is also in the link for that is also in the description, as well as my spirit circle that I'm doing. It is unlocking your psychic potential development circle. It starts on November 1st, which coincidentally is my birthday. But it starts on November 1st at 6 p.m. Pacific time. It is for it there. It's monthly, so it's $100 a month, and it's for four sessions. We'll be doing Zoom calls every week on Friday at 6 p.m. That is when we'll be doing it. But that is definitely open for business, and I actually have the link also in the description of this video. So make sure that you check out some of my other videos that will be up there. I appreciate you for watching. And again, make sure that you are checking out my Stand store for my other offerings. I actually have like a video reading that I can do for you as well. So, like if you ask a question, I can do a reading on that, make a video for you. And I think that one is like $15.55. So, if you wanted to get like a video reading, like you have just a burning question that you want to ask, I do video reading. So, I go live on TikTok pretty much daily, usually between 4 and 8, typically, because sometimes I like to go a little earlier and sometimes I have to go a little later. I have other things I'm doing. But I'm on TikTok pretty much daily. I'm doing prayers, messages from spirit, sometimes messages from heaven come through. And so I'm on there daily. I would love it if you could join me there. I also add intuitive Tammy there as well. So join me, and then I also have it on TikTok where if you want to get a full reading, you pay 22.22 and you get a full reading. I'll also be able to bring you up if you like. So if you want to come up, we can talk like that, and I can bring you up. for that. So that is something that I just started offering. I'm super excited about it. But also, if you want to just come in the room on TikTok and get a card, you just like to have a card, then you can just give one of the live gifts that are in the box for that. Because again, energy exchange. So, all that out of the way, thank you so much for joining me. Also, make sure you check out Straight Out of Savannah, my podcast where I interview spiritual entrepreneurs. That is so much fun. I have been having a blast. I've interviewed some mediums, some channelers. I interviewed a young man the other day that was so fire. I can't wait for his interview to drop. He actually supports spiritual entrepreneurs, and so I'm really super excited to connect with him, and even some of the other beautiful. Like I have Kanisha James is one of my latest interviews. Matter of fact, her interview premiered on Friday, so it is already up on the YouTube channel, and it's also on Spotify or wherever you get your podcasts. Wherever you get your podcasts. So thank you so much for all of that. Thank you for your attention, your time, because you could be on anybody's channel right now, but right now you're here watching mine. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate it. And thank you so much for checking out those links in my description and helping out a budding entrepreneur, because I am, started on this journey working for God. And if I can help you in any way, please don't hesitate to reach out. So have a wonderful rest of your day, night, evening, weekend, whatever it is. Bye now. Hope to see you on my workshop. Thank you so much. Bye now.